84 and feel 50. Again every day, using these 3-minute daily habits for strength and freedom. Have you ever woken up one morning, sat in silence, and looked down at your legs, only to realize they don't move like they used to? Every step feels slower, heavier, like the weight of an entire lifetime pressing down. No one says anything, but deep inside, you're getting weaker. And that quiet fear grows stronger each morning as you slowly rise from bed. Sometimes it's a jolt of pain in the middle of the night. Sometimes it's the grinding sound in your knees when climbing the stairs, or the sudden loss of balance stepping out of the car. No one else notices, but you feel it, day by day. Your body isn't listening to you like it once did, and you wonder, is there any way to feel strong again? Without relying on pills, without endless doctor visits, without faking a smile to hide the worry from your kids and grandkids? I've been there too. But then I realize, sometimes it's the smallest things, the ones we ignore, that can save both our health and our spirit. Just 3 minutes each morning, if done right, consistently, and at the right time, can make you feel like you're coming alive from the inside out. And today, I want to tell you everything. Things I wish I had known sooner, before the years of sleepless nights, fatigue, and the quiet feeling of helplessness. But you can start now, before it's too late. I'll share with you 7 incredibly simple habits. Each one takes just 3 minutes in the morning. They may seem small, but these are the pieces that have kept me, at age 83, steady on my feet, clear in my mind, and able to climb my front steps without help every single morning. But let me be honest, if you skip these or do them wrong, it's not just your body that weakens. Your memory, your sense of independence, your confidence when standing up from a chair, all of that slowly fades without anyone noticing. At the end of this video, I'll share a little known habit that helped me sleep again after years of tossing and turning. It helped me rise from a chair without fear of falling and stay alert enough to read the morning paper without needing coffee. So if you want that too, to live strong, live free, and not have to call for help just to get dressed, stay with me to the end. Because sometimes, just one little thing I say might change how you step into tomorrow. Habit number 1. The anti-inflammatory breakfast. There were mornings I woke up to a dull ache in both knees, and when I turned to get out of bed, it felt like my hips had been drained of all energy. I hadn't done anything strenuous the day before, yet my body ached like I climbed a mountain, and I used to think maybe this is just old age, something I have to accept. Until one day, at a small wellness gathering in Santa Monica, I met Louise. 79 years old, petite, with a crown of silver hair and a radiant smile. She shared that every morning, she starts her day with a bowl of oats, wild blueberries, a sprinkle of ground flaxseed, and a spoonful of olive oil. She said something I'll never forget. Breakfast is the prescription for aging that doesn't need a doctor's note. I started digging deeper, and I was stunned. A study published by Tufts University in Massachusetts found that adults over 65 who followed a diet rich in anthocyanins, the powerful anti-inflammatory compounds found in wild blueberries, had a noticeable reduction in muscle pain and arthritis symptoms after just 12 weeks. Geriatric specialist Dr. Susan Mitchell also shared, a simple anti-inflammatory breakfast can lower the risk of joint deterioration, boost mood, and temporarily restore memory function in older adults. I gave it a try. And after just a month, I noticed a change. Mornings didn't feel so heavy. I no longer dragged myself out of bed. And what's more, it wasn't just my body that felt lighter. My mind did too. But I also understand that many people still stick to old habits, white bread, sugary milk, or overly strong coffee first thing in the morning. These familiar comforts quietly fuel inflammation in the body, slowly but persistently damaging joints over time without us realizing it. You see, sometimes the difference lies in a single bowl of breakfast. We don't need to change the whole world, just how we begin the day. A little oatmeal, some berries, a few walnuts. It's enough to nourish a body built for resilience. Whether you live with family or by yourself, you deserve a gentle, loving start to your morning, beginning with what you choose to place in your bowl. And once breakfast has awakened your energy from the inside, the next question is, what can we do to make sure our legs are ready to carry us through the day with confidence and balance? Let's move on to one more small but powerful habit. A 3-minute morning routine that could be the anchor that keeps your steps strong and your spirit steady in the golden years. Oh, and if you've ever tried an anti-inflammatory breakfast like the one I shared, or have a favorite recipe of your own, please share it in the comments. Someone out there might be looking for exactly what you've discovered. And if you found this helpful, don't hesitate to hit like or share this video with someone you love, because everyone deserves a fresh start at any age. Now that we've nourished the body from within, The next step is gently waking up our legs, because no matter how quiet our lives may seem, we still need to stand, walk, balance, and stay in control of our space. And it's this simple 3-minute morning movement, done with care, that may determine whether we walk with strength or hesitate every time we rise from a chair. I still remember the story of Mr. Walter, 76 years old, living in Oregon. He used to love walking around the neighborhood every afternoon. But after just one winter of staying inactive, he began to feel like his legs were weighed down with lead. His steps lost their confidence. And worst of all, he started feeling afraid of falling every time he stepped onto the cold, slippery tiles of the bathroom. A physical therapist in Portland suggested a simple habit. Every morning, before leaving the bedroom, take 3 minutes to wake up the legs. Just sit on the edge of the bed, lift your heels, rise on your toes, rotate your ankles, then slowly stand up and do a few gentle bounces. No gym, no equipment. Just listen closely to how your body responds and repeat it each day. After 3 weeks, Mr. Walter was able to step out onto his porch with confidence again. He told me something that deeply moved me. I wasn't just training my legs, I was rebuilding trust in myself. Research from the U.S. National Institute on Aging shows that light morning exercises that activate the leg muscles can improve balance by up to 40% and reduce the risk of falls within 6 months. Dr. Martha Reyes, a rehabilitation expert at UCLA, once said, "Your feet are the foundation of your independence. A body without strong legs is like a house without a foundation. No matter how beautiful, it's bound to collapse." But the reality is, many older adults stop moving because they're afraid of falling. The more fear, the less we walk. And the less we move, the more our muscles shrink and our joints stiffen, until the very thing we feared happens anyway. So tomorrow morning, don't rush out of bed. Give your legs those 3 minutes as a way of saying thank you for carrying you all these years. You don't need to walk 5 miles every morning. Just being able to take a step without fear, that's real freedom. And if you're looking for a little motivation to start, try this habit tomorrow. Then come back and share with me how you feel after your first 7 days. Once your legs feel grounded again, you might be surprised to learn that there's something else, very small, yet powerful, that if done right each morning can calm your heart and nervous system. It's not exercise, it's not medicine, it's your breath. Breathing is something we all take for granted, but for older adults, it doesn't always stay steady and smooth. Some mornings your heart might race for no reason. Your chest feels heavy, or a strange sense of anxiety creeps in. Many assume it's a heart issue, but most of the time it's hidden stress that's been building quietly. I once met Clara, 72, who lives alone in San Diego. She often woke up at 4 a.m., not from insomnia, but from an unexplained fear. Her doctor ran tests and found her heart to be perfectly healthy. That's when a psychologist at UCSF taught her a simple routine. Just 3 minutes each morning. Eyes closed, one hand on her belly, take a slow breath in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth, slowly, as if letting go of each worry with every exhale. The result was remarkable. Within a few weeks, Clara said she felt a deep calm. She no longer woke up in panic, but started each day with a soft smile and a warm cup of tea. Harvard University research shows that deep breathing can lower cortisol, the stress hormone, by up to 20% within 5 minutes. Slow, intentional breathing helps steady your heartbeat, supports blood pressure, and improves focus in people over 65. But if we continue shallow, rushed breathing, our bodies stay in a hidden state of stress, weakening both our immune system and mental health. You don't need to be a meditation expert or a yoga master to breathe correctly. Just spend a few quiet moments each morning before you even stand up, breathing slowly, noticing each rise and fall of your belly, as if whispering to yourself, "Today I will be at peace." And if you've ever felt tired the moment you open your eyes, if your heart thumped for no reason before the day even began, don't panic. Maybe all you needed was one deep breath to start over. When your legs are awake and ready to carry you through the day, what you need next isn't muscle. It's calm from within. And from that calmness, you begin to notice something small, yet it influences everything. Your joints, your digestion, even your mood throughout the day. It's the first thing you eat in the morning. There was a time when, by late afternoon, my knees would ache and my calves would feel tight and sore. I had tried joint supplements, massage, heating pads, but then a retired nurse friend from Minnesota sent me a short message. "Look at your breakfast." That stuck with me. And when I took a closer look, I was shocked. White toast, a glass of sweetened coffee, or the occasional pastry I loved. All of it was causing my blood sugar to spike and crash. My body felt drained, and I didn't even know why. So I made a change. Just a bowl of soft-cooked oats, a handful of frozen wild blueberries, some crushed walnuts, and a sprinkle of ground cinnamon. Nothing fancy. But after 1 week, I no longer groaned when standing up from my chair in the afternoon. Harvard research confirms that an anti-inflammatory diet rich in antioxidants can reduce chronic inflammation, one of the leading causes of joint pain and degeneration in older adults. Dr. Robert Schmerling at Harvard Medical School said it best. A low-sugar, plant-rich breakfast with healthy fats is a natural anti-inflammatory medicine, cheap, safe, and surprisingly effective. But on the flip side, if we keep starting our mornings with pastries, fried sausages, or sugar-loaded boxed cereals, our bodies, especially our aging joints, are forced to fight a daily battle against silent, creeping inflammation. We don't need to go on strict diets. We just need to choose wisely. A touch of natural sweetness, a bit of healthy fat, and some slow-burning carbs. That's all it takes to give your body a stable foundation, less pain, and more energy. For older adults, breakfast is no longer about filling up. It's about finally caring for ourselves. After years of forgetting to listen to our bodies, and once your body has been nourished with food and self-love, there's something just as important, yet often overlooked. It's how we keep blood flowing smoothly throughout the body, especially to the legs, the farthest point from the heart, and the most vulnerable. I used to never give much thought to circulation. I figured if I could still walk, sleep, and eat, everything must be fine, until numbness in my feet after sitting too long, cold fingertips in the morning, heavy calves every evening, kept returning without reason. I brushed those signs off. But then a conversation with Mr. Albert, 81 years old, living in Seattle, changed everything. He said, at this age, we don't need to move fast. We need our blood to flow slowly and steadily to every corner of the body. And from that one sentence, I started paying attention to something I had long ignored. Omega-3s from fish. Mr. Albert told me that for the past 10 years, he's eaten salmon or sardines at least twice a week. Not because a doctor told him to, but because ever since he started, his nighttime leg cramps disappeared and his legs no longer felt heavy when climbing stairs in the morning. Research from the American Heart Association confirms that omega-3s help soften blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and improve red blood cell flexibility, making it easier for blood to reach distant areas like the feet and fingertips. Dr. Louis Chan at the Mayo Clinic also shared, among seniors, omega-3s aren't just heart healthy. They're vital for preventing cold feet, leg pain, and circulation issues in the extremities. I gave it a try. At first, just a simple meal of canned sardines with steamed greens and a squeeze of lemon. Then I added salmon to my meals. Nothing fancy, just real food. And something remarkable happened. My legs felt lighter, both physically and emotionally. If you've been dealing with numb toes, cold feet, or just don't feel as steady on your feet as before, don't be too quick to blame aging. Maybe your blood just needs a little help to flow more freely. You don't have to eat fish every day. But if you add 1 or 2 meals a week with salmon, sardines, or even a high-quality fish oil supplement, observe your body after 10 days. You might discover what Mr. Albert and I did: warmer feet, a clearer mind, a steadier heartbeat. If you have a simple, delicious fish recipe that's also heart-healthy, please share it in the comments. Someone in our Golden Wise Elders community might be looking for just that to start a better day. And once the blood flows freely and your circulation is supported, there's still something else quietly carrying your health that few people think about enough: your skin. Not for beauty's sake, but the parts of your skin that must be cleaned daily to protect you from hidden illness. For older adults, the skin is like an old fortress wall. It's no longer thick and strong like in youth. It becomes fragile, dry, and especially vulnerable to bacteria if not cared for properly. This may sound minor, but in truth, it's one of the top causes of persistent infections in seniors, from small scratches to skin ulcers or even urinary tract infections. I remember Eleanor, 80, living with her daughter in Colorado. She was a very tidy woman, but during a routine checkup, her doctor found a mild skin infection on her lower back, a spot she often missed because it was hard to reach. Over time, it became infected, swollen, and she ended up in the hospital for 3 weeks, despite being perfectly healthy before. That experience taught me, Bathing isn't enough. We have to understand that some areas of our skin need special attention, even just for a few minutes a day. Geriatric experts at Johns Hopkins recommend that adults over 60 pay close attention to these 5 areas: the underarms, the groin, under the breasts, behind the ears, and between the toes. These spots are prone to moisture, bacteria buildup, and are often neglected, especially when our bodies are no longer as flexible as before. Caring for these areas doesn't require fancy products, just warm water, a soft cloth, and a bit of care. Every day, spend 3 minutes after your shower or before changing clothes to gently wipe, check for any unusual signs or irritation. If you live alone, use a small mirror or ask for help from a home nurse if needed. And if you live with family, don't hesitate to ask your loved ones. Because love doesn't always need words. We often care for the face because it's what the world sees. But sometimes it's the skin on our back, the parts we don't see, that determines whether we stay healthy or end up in the hospital for weeks. And after we've tended to both the inside and outside, from joints and breath to skin, there's still one more part that carries our well-being, not the body, but the mind. Because living long is one thing, but living joyfully and with meaning, that is life's greatest gift. After caring for our physical health, from an anti-inflammatory breakfast to activating the legs, adding omega-3s, and tending to our skin, we begin to realize that, to live not just longer, but happier, the most important thing is taking care of the mind. There are mornings, before everything else wakes up, when we can take 3 minutes to reconnect with ourselves, to listen to the call from our hearts and souls. It's not a complicated exercise, nor does it require deep meditation techniques. Simply sitting in stillness, closing your eyes, letting go of every thought, and allowing yourself to feel each breath, each gentle vibration of your mind. I clearly remember Mr. John, 78 years old, living in a small town in New England. He once shared that each morning, before the day began, he spent 3 minutes sitting by the window, quietly watching the sunrise and recalling the beautiful memories of his youth. He said, "That's the time when my soul is healed. All my worries fade away, and I feel connected to the entire universe." That small moment of stillness helped him maintain his faith and optimism, even as his body slowed down. Research from the University of California, San Francisco, shows that spending a few minutes each morning on mental practices, such as slow breathing, positive reflection, or simply savoring small joys, can significantly reduce cortisol levels in the body, improve mood, and enhance sleep quality. According to psychologists, those who practice regularly are better at managing stress and also have improved focus and creativity in daily life. However, if we don't make time for our minds, if we let the noise and pressures of life take over, no matter how healthy our bodies may be, our spirits will eventually grow weary and the joy of living will fade. That's the price we pay when we forget to listen to ourselves. Remember, whether you live alone or have family by your side, you always deserve care, safety, and a life filled with love, from yourself to yourself. Try starting your day with a few minutes to let your mind rest, relax, and nurture positive thoughts. Old age is not the end of health. It's a new beginning, a stage where every step, every breath, every choice carries a story, a value. We can't turn back time to become young again, but we can certainly make ourselves healthier and stronger if we start with small, quiet, yet profound changes. Today, I've shared with you 7 habits that take just 3 minutes each morning. Simple, inexpensive, but if you choose just one of them to start and stick with it for the next 7 days, you will feel something changing. It might be lighter legs, it might be deeper sleep, or maybe simply the feeling, I'm actively taking care of myself. And if you do that, I hope you'll come back here and leave a comment. I tried habit, and I feel your share could inspire someone else to start fresh. Because we don't just live for ourselves, we're contributing to a community full of love, known as Golden Wise Elders. Hit like if you feel this video brought value to you. Share it with a loved one, someone you want to walk beside for a long, healthy, and happy life. And don't forget to subscribe so that each week you'll get more tips to care for yourself and the meaningful years ahead. Old age is not a decline. Old age is when we begin to live fully, understand ourselves, and love ourselves more than ever.